time to duel. It's time to duel. It's time to Now's the time.
Hey YouTube, Matt here, bringing you a profile from this past week's tournament. This one will be for Stellars, but I didn't play it this time because I played a different deck, which will be coming up after this. So this is Sam's profile of my deck. He made a few changes to it, and here's the profile.
Okay. Obvious Constellar thing, 3 cast, level manipulator, makes big shouty things. Pollux, the double normal summon, amazing, makes big shouty things. 3 Sombre, the recovery of the deck, basically makes another big shouty rank 5 thing, although I did use quite a few Constellar Omegas. 2 copies of Sheraton, basically the searchers of the deck. Most of the time, surprisingly, they were grabbing Pollux from the deck.
Really?
I seem to be drawing these quite early in the game.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say 80% of the time I was grabbing Sombres.
Yeah.
But the other target is more than likely always going to be Pollux.
Yeah. 2 copies of Algidi. To be honest, I didn't get along with it as well as I thought I would.
Did you pump it up to 2? Because I know I kept it at 1.
I think I did probably pump it up to 2. How I found space, I don't know. But
because you didn't put MSTs in, that's why.
That's because I didn't think they were worth it. Cause if you're going first and you go a first turn Pleiades, you're not really going to have to answer many things. Next, I played 2 Summoner Monks. These were literally just to search out the Sombre for a late turn play, or I'd search out Zephyros the Elite, and then overlay for a Lava Void Chain, and either put the Kaus to the top of the deck, or the Sombre to the top of the deck. If it lived another turn, I would send a Constellar from deck to graveyard, normally one of the Algidis, and then that would give the same recovery play for when I normal summon the Sombre.
So on this comes about from when I was still very angry at Stellars, and I still kind of am. So one week I played a random Chaos variant, which had the 2 Summoner Monk and 2 of the smaller Dark Chaos Dragons. The Summoner Monks work really well because I just find that I was going Summoner Monk into Sombre, then treating the Sombre sort of like a Wind-Up Magician in Wind-Ups, just keeping it on the field to get that recovery plays or just go off from that. The Dark Chaos Dragons were just shit, they just didn't work. So we tried out the Monks, and I think on their own they work fine. The Zephyros is Sam being Randy, but it works.
Yeah, I have reasonings, and that's mainly due to the trap line. And then basically, Monovs, Honest, you can't play a light deck without them. Thunder King. This was another option in certain matchups to go Summoner Monk, Thunder King, GG. Because some decks can't get around this. Like if I played against the Spellbooks, they would have a difficult 3 or 4 turns trying to get around it. Last of the monsters, a bear, basically to search out the 10 keys to search out the Kaust, and then to pop things if it ever needs to come to that. I think I only actually used its effect twice to pop a monster, and I was searching it out quite a lot. Next, 3 10 keys. As soon as you've got 4 targets, and they're essential for the way the deck runs. 2 Forbidden Lance, basically just protect the monster that you summon, protect Pleiades against a Dark Hole or something along them lines. We've got Reinforcement of the Army, that searches out Pollux, which makes the plays. Book of Moon, personally I still don't like Book of Moon, but lots of people still play it. Then we go to the trap lineup. You've got 1 Bottomless, 1 Warning, 1 Compulse. The one-offs are still needed in most decks, I believe. Got 2 Deep Prisons, 2 Mirror Force, Spot Destruction, Mass Destruction, still needed. 2 copies of Vanity's Emptiness. They can basically stop some decks in their tracks for 2 or 3 turns. And then 2 Fiendish Chain. Again, stops a monster in its tracks, stops an effect for a turn. And then 2 copies of Call of Haunted. Basically, as Matt said before, he was keeping the Sombres on the field for 2 or 3 turns to get the maximum amount of their effects. That's the same way as I treated the Call of the Haunted, because I would try to fill up the grave with the Constellars early on, so when I draw these are live to pull back Sombres or anything else. And also, going back to the point of Zephyros the Elite, As the targets, I've got 3 tankies, which I can play in the same turn and search out something else. I've got 2 cool and haunted, so I've got extra revival. And these, I can bounce them back to hand if the monster's no longer a threat.
Vanishes as well.
See, I wasn't sure on this ruling.
Yeah, it works, because you can bounce it with the Pallades, because a lot of people do that. You bounce it with Pallades, then you go spam and then reset it.
Okay. See, I didn't get the opportunity to play it that way, and to be honest, I probably wouldn't play.
How many spells is there? Because I'm just thinking this, because you didn't run at least 2 MST.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So there was 7 spells for 2 monk. That's just about all
Yeah.
right.
That's how it's the same as how I treat Light Swans. For if you want to play 1 charge of the Light Brigade, 2 solar recharges, I will play at least 5 or 6 Light Swans, and as an engine that works. I'll go to the extra deck first. Cowboy, game finisher. Dweller, never made it, but it needs to be there for certain matchups if you go against dragons and whatnot. Lava Chain, I use this to set up the players. I think it's amazing. 1 Maystroke. If we had a 101, I would probably put it in over that place, because I still prefer Black Chip of Corn for some matchups. Again, Black Chip of Corn, it gets rid of Zen mains, which I think it did once or twice. It gets rid of other threats. Starry Age Paladynamo, I didn't go into this at any point, but it's still good to have. Negating something if you don't have the Fiendish Chain, and putting it to 0, and the extra draw at the end phase, when it's destroyed rather. 2 Constellar Omega.
Too strong.
Very strong. Because one of the games, I think, against a spell counter player, they're running so much back row, it's like, I'm going to make 1 of these. Oh no, it's lost 2 materials. I'm going to summon something and make another 1 of these and go for game.
And still today, I have never lost with an Omega and a Pallades on the field. It's just too OP.
Yeah, but by the time I could go into the Pallades, it was 3 turns after, so I'd run out of this material, so I just made another 1 of these. Ouroboros, I did have an opportunity to go into it, but I decided not to.
I'm actually thinking of dropping it.
I probably would as well. But
Because it's not as good as it used to be.
Yeah. And then you got 2 Pallades, broken. And then you got Volcanosaurus. In one of my friendlies, I made this and kept it on the field 2 turns.
Really?
And then detached the other material to kill his big thing, because I stored it with a Fiendish Chain. And I won the game from that by overlaying into Charger.
Fair enough.
1 copy of Tiras.
I'm still iffy on Tiras, because it does kind of need to be there for when you don't want the Pallades, but I still don't know.
See, but you could still play the Zen Mayo in its spot.
Oh yeah, I forgot we have Zen Mayo there. Yeah. I'll probably take out the Ouroboros and put Zen Mayo in.
Yeah, because I did have the points that I was going against quite a bit of back row, but yes, this can sometimes be the better option against a lot of back row, but it really just depends. 1 M7. Shocking fact. Didn't actually go into this.
No, I will only ever go into that if I've burnt out of something, but normally by the time I've burnt out, I've won.
Yeah. And then 1 guy Charger to go over the top of...
Because Volker is OP.
Yeah. Although, yeah, I did put that over Volker to finish the game, actually, thinking about it.
Yeah, so I might take out a couple of things, put in Zen Mayo and maybe Shark Fortress, because I do like Shark Fortress.
Yeah, Shark Fortress is solid. Side deck, 2 debunks, didn't go into them. 2 goes and match, didn't go into them. 2 Kaiko. I think I went into them once. 1 Encore, didn't use. Shadow Mirrors, I think, went into 2 of the games. I think I sided that in, but I didn't get to see it. Didn't side in the Twisters. Sided into Avengers, and against the Noble Knight player, I was just having a shocking game. And I drew into both of these, and he went into his rank 5 one. So by the end of the game, he had 12 of his cards in the 12 of his extra deck cards in the graveyard. It was like, that was so much fun. And because I can't play a serious extra deck either, One white Dustin. The proudest of them all.
So racist. Just grab the cow out quick or something.
Okay.
So I'm going to quickly go over Sam's rounds. We can't remember all the matchups, unfortunately, because it's been 2 days and we're both rubbish at remembering. So, round 1, Sam was against... I can't read. Oliver, which was Black Wings. Can you remember anything about that match?
I don't like going against Black Wings. Enough said.
Round 2, you won against Joshua, which was Spellbooks. Not Spellbooks, Spell Counters.
Spell counters. That I got sacked in game 2 by an Arcanite Magician because he had the Citadel of Undermion on the field, and that had already racked up 5 counters. And I didn't know that Arcanite Magician can take counters from anywhere on the field.
Really? You've played this deck before?
How long ago?
You have a good memory for decks.
I have it for general ideas, not for the specific cards. I didn't think Arcanite could take it from anywhere on the field. Next one.
Round 3 we can't remember. Round 4 we can't remember. Round 5 was against Rob, can't remember. Round 6 was against Michael playing Dragons.
Going against Michael, it always seems to be a fun game, even though I know it should just be easy most of the time, no offence. Because he does play Dragons, but he doesn't always make optimal plays. And to some points that does bug me, but...
And then in top 4, did I say round 6? Yeah, I did. So it wasn't round 6, it was top 8, and then top 4 was Miles playing Noble Knights.
And I don't like going against Noble Knights.
Mindfuck.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
Basically, between Excalibur and Destiny, I can't do a thing.
No.
Because the only time I've actually beaten Noble Knights online is I had to overcommit everything to the field, and I made a Lightning Chidori to get rid of the one of the Noble Arms that was equipped to it that stopped it from being targeted, and then I had to make another make a 101 to steal it. And in most decks, no deck can commit that mid-game.
No. Okay, thanks for watching this profile. There should be another one coming up either today or tomorrow, and bye.